Today, as was explained by my senior colleague Nakviji, we have approached the Election Commission on 3 specific issues. The first one, I'd like to state a bit elaborately, is on the way in which Congress Party's President, Shri Rahul Gandhi, is using abusive and also such strong statements which are totally untrue, calling the Honorable Prime Minister of this country repeatedly that he is a chore, and also
continue please,
and also putting words into the mouth of the Supreme Court. We have taken objection to this, and we have approached the Election Commission several times before today. I'd like to draw the dates to your attention. 13th March, 9th April, 11th April, petitions were sent to the Election Commission on how, in spite of the December 2018 verdict of the Supreme Court, repeatedly the Congress President has called the Prime Minister a chore, and also without any evidence whatsoever. Without any evidence whatsoever, he repeats that the Prime Minister has given 30,000 crores to somebody, and that statement is said without any hesitation or proof. So we've drawn the attention of the Election Commission that both the Supreme Court and CAG have never said anything of this kind. Whereas Shri Rahul Gandhi, even on yesterday's verdict, has attributed that the Supreme Court has said things which he repeats. Yesterday's statements, I'd like to draw your attention. He said, Supreme Court ने माना कि नरेंद्र मोदी ने 30,000 करोड़ अनिल अंबानी को दिया है. कहाँ माना है? सुप्रीम कोर्ट में कुछ ऐसा जिक्र हुआ है कल? नहीं हुआ. And in spite of earlier representations also, we feel let down that the Election Commission has not really taken this into their cognizance. The Election Commission looked the other way in spite of our complaints. We have today requested the Election Commission that if the Supreme Court, can you please hear? That if the Supreme Court has not said it, if the CAG has not said it, and if yesterday the Supreme Court has never mentioned anything to do with the Prime Minister, how is the Congress Party's President repeatedly uttering words and putting words into the mouth of the Election Commission? We requested the Election Commission, saying that this is not the first time we've come to them. 3 earlier petitions on the same matter is with them. We find it very, very disappointing that the Election Commission has looked the other way, even as the Congress President. He is no individual. He is the President of the Congress Party. And during election time, if he is uttering words which are untrue, attributing words which have not been said by the Supreme Court, and if the Election Commission can remain indifferent to it, we requested the Election Commission, saying we've not come here for the first time. This kind of a baseless, untrue, putting words of his choice into the Supreme Court's mouth, can this be overlooked? Can the Election Commission ignore this? So we've told the Election Commission to make sure that they will take action on it. This is one thing. The second, on the issue related to Cooch Bihar. Yesterday in Bengal, Cooch Bihar and Alipurdwar went for polling. We are very grateful that the Election Commission sent more than 83 companies of the Central Armed Forces there. But of the 3,800 polling booths, in at least 1,100 of them, there was no presence of the Central Armed Police Force. As a result, in these polling booths, when voters came to cast their vote, actually the local police or cadres of the TMC drove a lot of voters away from polling. There was a sense of fear there. So we have now suggested to the Election Commission that at least in 297 polling booths, re-poll should happen. 297 re-polls should happen in 297 polling booths. And also, based on the Cooch Behar experience, we have suggested in the second phase, at least from the second phase, there should at least be 2 police personnel of the Central Armed Police Force in each booth. Otherwise, free and fair election cannot happen in West Bengal. Thank you.
Yesterday, the outer Manipur seat polling took place. We have received disturbing reports about the intimidation of voters, about the informal house arrest of our presiding officers, our functionaries, of the replacement of presiding officers in the booth, and of mass-scale rigging in the 4 districts of Senapati, Ukhrul, Chandel and Tamenglong by the NSCN-IM. And therefore, we have approached the Honorable Election Commission seeking a re-poll in 184 of these polling stations in outer Manipur, where the NSCN-IM has massively influenced and rigged the voting. कल मणिपुर के आउटर सीट में हमें ऐसी सूचनाएं मिली हैं कि हमारे कार्यकर्ता, हमारे नेता और वोटर्स को 4 ऐसे डिस्ट्रिक्ट्स में जहां NSCN-IM है, उन्होंने वोट डालने नहीं दिया। 12 बजे तक लगभग 80% वोटिंग कई जगह हो गए। प्रिसाइडिंग ऑफिसर्स जो हैं बदले गए और वहां पर NSCN-IM का एक भय के माहौल में वोट में इंटरफेरेंस हुआ। इसको देखते हुए हमने माननीय चुनाव आयोग से मांग की है कि 184 ऐसे बूथ पोलिंग स्टेशंस में दोबारा रीपोल हो, जहां NSCN-IM ने इन पूरे इलेक्शन प्रोसेस को रिग किया है और वहां फ्री एंड फेयर पोल होने नहीं दिया।
There's just one matter I want to draw your attention to. Today, through the media, we've got to know that about 100 ex-servicemen officers have approached the Rashtrapati about how the armed forces should not be politicized. But I would like to draw your attention. I'd like to draw your attention to the fact that 2 senior officers, one who is a former air chief and the other one who is a major general, Air Marshal Suri and also Major General Rodriguez, have both come out to say their statements, which we respect, but they have highlighted the fact that in the petition which was going to be sent or being sent to the President, which the Rashtrapati, as much as I've seen in the media, has yet to see it. He has not seen it as yet, but it's already been put in the public domain, in that these 2 people have very clearly said, Air Marshal Suri and General Rodriguez have said that they have not given their consent for that petition which went to the Rashtrapati. It is very worrying that if people's consent are not even being taken and fake letters, fake allegations are being signed by some vested interest groups, it is absolutely condemnable. And I really would like to say, at the time of election, at least fake complaints not be given. Of course, welcome to give your genuine complaints, but without taking the permission of people who are eminent citizens, eminent officers, you just include their names in the petition? It's objectionable.